What is up? Second episode of Let's Lift and Chill. Today we have a special guest here, and today's topic is going to be volleyball again, but from a shorter player's perspective. So myself and our guests. So I'll let you introduce yourself and how tall you are.
Yo, I'm Renzo, and I am 5'6".
All right. So we both went to high school together. Renzo's a couple years younger than me, and yeah, we can go ahead and give this cheers.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers.
Damn, you're such a college boy, bro.
What do you mean? It is strawberry kiwi, BPN.
Woo!
All right, well, all right, to get us started, so the period of interest is going to be high school again. So how did you start playing volleyball, and when did you start playing volleyball?
I think it started off in 8th grade. I pretty much started off with all contact sports like karate, got my black belt, basketball, and I definitely wanted to try volleyball. It's definitely different, and it was definitely non-contact with the other opponent. Mm-hmm. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to try it. 8th grade, I tried it, ended up loving it, got most improved player because I didn't know anything about volleyball. And after that, it was right after high school, or right during high school, I decided to start playing.
More seriously? More
seriously, yeah. I didn't go to any camps or anything. I just jumped in and see what I could do. Okay.
Is there a reason you didn't start playing in like 6th or 7th grade?
I didn't even know guys volleyball existed 6th or 7th grade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought it was just a female sport. And once they announced like tryouts for boys, I was like, oh, I want to give it a shot. So I had no idea it was a guy sport. So, yeah.
Cool. So that was 8th grade, the first time you started playing volleyball. Let's say you didn't make the team, right? Mm-hmm. Did you have a backup plan? Because track is the same season.
Yeah.
Were you doing track before, or were you just not going to do anything if you didn't make the team?
I was just going to pursue in basketball. My dad just was our coach, me and my brothers, like throughout the years. Mm-hmm. So if that didn't go according to plan, then I was going to stick to basketball or even pursue in getting another degree in black belt. But ended up working really well and made the team. Didn't know any position. I remember the coach first asked me like, oh, what position do you play? And I was like, setter. That's all the positions I knew. I didn't know what an outside is. Right. I didn't know what a DS, libero, middle, right side, oppo. I didn't know any of that.
This is in middle school?
This was transitioning to high school.
Transition, okay.
Yeah.
But then in middle school, mm-hmm. Did you only have one setter, and did you guys just like rotate in a circle? And
yeah, pretty much.
Like no positions.
I didn't know any.
Other than,
yeah, that's all I knew. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, similar to me when I played in middle school. Me and my brother both started at the same year. Mm-hmm. I was in 6th grade. He was in 8th grade. And then yeah, similar. We had one setter, and then everyone else just kind of rotated. So it was kind of 5-1, mm-hmm. where the setter is in his right position, and then we kind of just like. Everyone hits.
Yeah.
If you're in the back row, you pass. If you're in the front row, you hit.
Yeah.
And we did it like that. And so in middle school, you played basketball 6th, 7th, and 8th grade?
6th, 7th, 8th grade.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then on your team for volleyball, where would you say you landed as far as like height spectrum? Like
height spectrum, dude.
The shortest player? Were you somewhere in the middle? Tallest player?
I think my height was average.
Average, okay.
I definitely hit my growth spurt. I think I stopped growing 8th grade, and then that's when everyone was kind of like getting a little bit taller.
Yeah.
So I definitely hit, I would say like 5'5", 5'4", and we're all the same height. So it didn't really occur to me that like, oh, I need to try another position or anything. I didn't know any of that, but yeah, we're all like pretty much 5'4"-ish.
5'4"-ish in 8th grade.
8th grade.
Damn, that's pretty good.
I
didn't like for me in 8th grade. I think I was still 5 foot. Like entering high school, I was still 5 foot. So I was for sure like 6th and 7th grade. Pretty sure I was the shortest player on the team. Mm-hmm. Maybe 8th grade, I was like in the middle, but still on the shorter side. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we didn't have positions. So I'm guessing you hit a decent amount in middle school.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's definitely like the biggest spark of me continuing volleyball because you just get this rush that you're literally, it's like when you play basketball, you go one-on-one.
Yeah.
Volleyball, depending how many people are blocking you, but during the time there's only one person because everyone's
Right.
trying to figure out how to play. But you have that one-on-one mindset and being able to hit the ball and getting a kill or hitting around it was definitely the biggest interest, and I just wanted to keep on going.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely different in basketball because, like you said, in basketball, I feel like you can carry your team. Like, you don't have to pass the ball. I can literally, Kobe, 81 point, not pass and just shoot every shot. But in volleyball, you can't.
Yeah.
Unless you're hitting it over.
It's literally a system. Yeah. It's crazy thinking about it just because it all starts off with a pass. If you don't get the right pass, then you won't get the set. And who knows how the hit's going to be, either tip or it's not going to be the one that you want.
Yeah.
So definitely it is a big team effort, and that's another reason why it sparked me, because in basketball, like what you were saying, like the one-on-one situations that one person could carry the team, but in volleyball, it was definitely different because you have to work as a team.
Yeah.
So that team effort-wise and being able to hit that one-on-one situation definitely got me going to play.
And then probably maybe my last question, your teammates in middle school, were a lot of them also from basketball? Because I feel like, at least in our area, not a lot of people play volleyball in middle school.
Yeah.
So it's like people coming from, different sports, mainly basketball, because I think there is a lot of transfer as far as like hand-eye coordination, jumping, and just being relatively athletic that transfers to volleyball well. But as far as your teammates, do you remember like, were they also basketball players, or were they just like, let me just try volleyball?
I think it was back then especially. I think switching over to volleyball, that's when it wasn't really like, it's like, oh, that's a girl's sport.
Yeah.
So that's like the biggest conversation
Yeah.
and biggest thing that I had to deal with in middle school, because it was kind of awkward playing basketball and then trying volleyball. They're like, yo, Renzo, you're playing volleyball? Isn't that a girl's sport?
Right, yeah.
I'm just like, well, I just found out it was a guy's sport, so why not? Why can't I just try it out?
Yeah.
And it was always those tough like hearing like these like comments about like, oh, you're playing a girl's sport. But in reality, like, I didn't see anyone from basketball transitioning to volleyball. It's really rare when I was growing up.
Okay, that's a good point you bring up, because similar during even like, I'm only 2 years older than Renzo, but it was still kind of seen as a girl sport too. And other than myself, my brother, and I think one other player, there was only us three who came from basketball. There wasn't that many basketball players going to volleyball because it's not that enticing. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh yeah, we will watch girls play, or this is mainly a girl-dominated sport. Why would I play that? Or maybe they'll like, mess around in hitting lines just to hit.
Yeah.
But as far as actually playing, not as big a thing.
Definitely not a big thing. Definitely, I remember hearing those comments is always like the biggest thing. I'm just like, I'm just gonna do me.
Yeah.
If I end up loving it, I'm loving it. Like, I'm not gonna let you stop me from the things I want to do.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, we're probably gonna start the workout.
Let's do it.
Right now, we are going to be back squatting. So
Exciting.
we'll see how that goes.
That pre-workout's a little nice.
Dude, it's my favorite pre-workout. Dude.
It's not like overwhelming either.
Dude, full scoop though.
Oh, is it really?
It's not overwhelming, but it feels good. We are warming up, but first question, how was high school for you, and what position did you play?
Man, kind of what I was talking about earlier, that I just came into volleyball not knowing anything besides the only position, which is a setter. My coach during the time asked me hey, what position do you play? And I couldn't think of anything besides setter, so I said setter. So back then when we had athletic PE, we were able to sub regular PE, which we were able to skip all that, running, swimming, and all that. The best thing ever. I was super happy about that, because who wants to go swimming and go to class right after? Who wants to hit the showers, first of all? I would not want to do that. But 7th period was athletic PE, so the coach told me hey, go set. Man, I looked so dumb, dude. I was going like this, and then pushing that not even on the court.
Yeah.
So when the time came, he was like, okay, we're gonna switch you off to another position.
Yeah.
So, very thankful for like basketball, karate. I was pretty good. I was pretty in like shape.
Like good general athleticism.
General athletic, yeah.
Yeah.
So I jumped for the ball. I hit it, but I didn't hit it like I wasn't that coordinated at all, but was able to get up.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, we're gonna
Have you play outside?
have you play outside. But after that, I was just like, I don't even know how to pass.
Right.
So yeah, during that time, that was like still trying to figure out what kind of position I would be in just in general. But yeah, I started playing outside. It was awesome. I was definitely rolling in the net, not knowing how to tip. No, the timing was like the hardest part.
Yeah, I agree. I think timing is the hardest part.
Timing is the hardest part because during hitting lines, you're gonna get that perfect set.
Yeah.
But in game scenarios, dude, like you're not gonna get that consistently.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of me rolling, not having confidence in myself. But there was one time that we used to go to Sports Center all the time. That was popping, dude.
Yes.
Sports Center was like after practice.
Yep.
When you want to get the more reps in.
Yeah.
And surround yourself with better volleyball players.
Yeah. Like you play with varsity players.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We play with varsity players. I would talk smack to them, dude. I wouldn't even, like, I didn't care, dude. Like, that was like the dog in me, like, when I came from basketball, karate.
Yeah.
Like, you have to have some kind of confidence.
Yeah,
I didn't have the confidence, but every time I saw someone hit the ball, I'm just like, damn, like, how am I going to get better? But what we're talking about is like the size difference, right?
Right.
So I got to work a little bit harder in order to meet his, like whoever's taller than me's like standard of hitting.
Yep.
So the whole competition definitely drove me to finally like hit the ball and actually get that driving because like I hate losing, dude.
Yeah.
No one likes to lose it. And then once I figured that out, it just unlocked another chapter for me.
Yeah, I think a main point that you said in your like experience playing outside for the first time, like organized play, your timing is reps. Like you need to get reps under your belt, whether that's in practice or going to open gyms like Sports Center. For those of you who don't know, Sports Center is like a local non-24-hour fitness gym in our city.
But it was popping.
It was popping, like Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Back then it was only one side of the court. So like the other side was basketball and then we had our side for volleyball. But I think now it's like both sides and there's like a lot of people play. I haven't been.
Yeah, I haven't been there for a minute, but yeah, it was definitely the go-to spot.
Yeah, especially, go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just also going to say because you only get to practice like 2 hours of the day.
Right.
And it's more practices for more generalizing like the whole team, like what they need to work on. But how I saw it was that when I go to Sports Center, that's when I started like asking more questions, observing a little bit more. And that's created a better habit for me to like drive myself.
Yeah, there's also more incentive to do well because winner stays on. And then, you know, if you win twice, then you're off. But there's like a decent amount of people waiting on the bench trying to play. Yeah, so it's like you want to do well, but you also get to, you know, you have more freedom to make mistakes. And like you said, maybe ask different players or play with different players who you don't play with at practice. So ultimately, it sounded like the reps helped a lot. And that's after practice, right? So it's like, how am I going to get better? 'Cause like you said, we're shorter players. How tall? You said you're 5'6"?
5'6".
I'm also 5'6". So we do, the fact of the matter is we have to work harder if we want to earn a spot on the court.
Yeah.
We got to hit some sets so they get cold.
It's getting a little too deep.
Just like the squat.
Thank God.
Dude, do your knees crack when you squat?
Dude, my knees pop. Whoever's squatting next to me, they just like look at me. But I have my headphones in and I just totally ignore it.
Bro,
like they're just like staring at me. But it started, I mean, it stops popping.
Like once you get warm?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I might hit this too.
Yeah, go for it.
It doesn't pop anymore. Let's go.
Dude, mine was popping like popcorn. What do you want to do? 45?
Yeah, we can do 4.
Or you want to do 35?
You do 35.
35? I don't have 35. You have to add 10.
Add 10. So how about for you? Was your like path similar? I mean, like I know the answer, but
Yeah.
was it because I know you didn't get the chance to play outside like freshman sophomore year.
Yeah.
But you went straight to varsity. Like that's a big jump.
Yeah, so I think for me, coming from middle school, so in middle school, we didn't really talk about this, but I was like the go-to hitter. Like even though I was the shortest player, I was like, if we need points, then I got set because my timing was pretty good for, you know, my size. And I had a good ball control, whether I was passing or hitting. So I was like really good at keeping the ball in play and actually getting kills.
Yeah.
So transitioning to high school, I actually played basketball my freshman year. So I was like late to volleyball tryouts because there's like maybe a 2-week overlap with basketball and the beginning of volleyball. And honestly, I was like, I could, if I really tried, I could probably make VAR.
Yeah.
My freshman year. But I honestly, I'd probably ride the bench. So I ended up playing JV. Like I didn't get to hit.
Yeah.
I was, like I said, I was like 5 foot coming into high school. So I was still really short. The net is higher in high school. So it's like.
Definitely higher. Because I'm like reaching up here and I'm just like,
yeah.
Damn, how am I going to hit that, man?
But it's like, yeah, exactly. But like once you get, you know, more reps, more timing, and you get a little bit stronger, puberty, you'll put on some muscle. So I could still hit okay. But probably not. I think at the JV level, I could have hung. But another factor that came into play was me and my brother went to the Philippines for like a month. So we were gone like half the season.
Damn.
So it was kind of rough, like getting, you know, acclimated to the team and, you know, playing. And like we're learning rotations and like positions. So there was a lot of information like thrown at us at once. But at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play libero because like my passing is pretty solid. I'm really quick, and I play libero my freshman year for JV. So your question, as far as varsity, I did have the opportunity to try out for varsity my sophomore year, and I don't know. I never really. Everyone wants to hit.
Yeah,
like,
everyone
wants to hit.
Man.
Like, why wouldn't you want to hit? It's like you get to like show off your pops, your power, like strength, and like fact of the matter is like probably most of the points scored are from hitting. Like,
exactly.
If I'm playing the barrel, I'm like, say I'm passing dimes. It's like I still have a lot of respect because like if you can't pass, your team is not going to do well.
Exactly.
But you're not scoring points.
Yeah.
You're trying to get your team to score points.
Yeah.
It's the foundation of it, but like, you know, it's so rewarding when like you go up, hit, and it's like kill.
Dude.
So I was telling Renzo, like we've been like carpooling and stuff and playing in tournaments together. I was like, when he was on JV and I was on varsity, so this is my junior year, I was like, dude, I was low-key jealous because I'm like, this dude is like hitting. We're the same height. And I'm like, at that point I was setting. I was like, dang, I really wanted to hit in high school.
Dude, hitting unlocks another chapter of ego. Because when I was sophomore year, I mean, I had the chance to try out when you were on varsity your senior year. Yeah. But it was more of a reality check of like knowing like, yeah, I get to be on varsity for sophomore to senior year. Yeah. But in reality, it's just like, what's gonna make me happy? How am I gonna see myself develop even more? Yeah. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna stick on sophomore. I'm not even gonna try going for varsity. Yeah. JV. But yeah, dude, like I had a mohawk. I shaved my head. I had the mohawk. This guy was going off, like, dude. I had my JV were exciting. JV days, like till this day, is golden because when we went to like tournaments and all that, we were winning tournaments too. That was the best feeling, and being the go-to guy, JV, was like the best feeling ever because I was short. Yeah. The biggest thing was the height, and the opponents are looking at me, I'm looking at them. Yeah. Like, oh wow, like that's a big difference. Right. But like I said, like you have to get that dog in you to like overcome that fear of like, hey, he might be taller than me, but how am I gonna play smarter? Yeah. You know, like that's when I had to discover like being able to hit line, sharp angle, tip in the block, tip deep corners. Yeah. So I would say my IQ game for JV definitely got me
like
going.
from like freshman year to sophomore year.
Exactly, yeah. So that big gap of knowing only a setter position and now I'm like doing some crazy stuff like hitting line, tooling people is like the best feeling.
Unlocking all your options so that, you know, us as shorter hitters or shorter players, once you get to the front row, let's say you're a hitter, right? You can't, like if you're tall, maybe you don't need all the shots. Like you can hit over the block or you don't have to jump and exert as much energy to get to the same height. So you kind of have a little bit more leeway as being less versatile because you're tall. Like us, like we have to like actually practice jumping. You have to have the line shot, angle shot, tool shot. Like tool shot is probably like one that's going to be used a lot because we're short. Like the block is going to always be there, right? So
I think the shorter players are definitely slept on because I remember there's one crazy clip. I told Neil, I'm just like, I'm going to definitely talk about this, is when he was setting. What was the game? It was
this was against Mission, and it was our senior night, but my junior year.
Okay, your junior year. I was doing books, and then I was just watching Neil, and this guy was setting, and all of a sudden he see this overpass. Bro, Neil wind that up and hit that, and then, dude, you got to put it in this video.
I'll put it.
But you just see me like frozen. And then after that day, I was like, there's hope for me.
This dude was already hitting.
No, but I'm just saying, like, just in general, I'm like, damn, like if Neil's able to do it, we're the same height.
Yeah.
There's hope for shorter guys like us.
That's funny because like I told you in like private talks, it's like, it was so cool seeing you hitting on JV.
Yeah, dude.
And doing well. And so the fact that you say that is funny but honestly, that moment was like one of the highlights of high school. Just that one hit against Mission because we took Mission to 5. Mission always beat. I never beat Mission.
Mission was raw.
I never beat Mission in high school. So.
They were like the #1 team.
Yeah, that game we took it to 5. We were in the old gym. My brother was there. Some like other graduated folks. There was a lot of people in the stands.
Dude, it definitely felt like a Roracle arena. Dude.
It was fun.
It was really loud. I remember that.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, this is our chance. We might beat Mission. We lost in 5, but that moment
they slept on you though. They're like, dude, who's this short guy, this setter? He's not gonna do anything right now. Yeah. But when you had the chance, like literally, you watch the video, they're just stuck. Yeah. They did not expect that to happen.
It's funny because like Renzo said, I was setting at this point in my career. I didn't touch the ball once in that whole rally until I took a swing.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, my junior year, I got to make it to the front row, and it's like, yo, I'm here. Like us being short, it's like I made it to the front row. This is like sick. So there's 3 rotations. I did 5-1 where I'm like, I'm blocking, and I'm like, I'm an option. Like I can dump if I want to, or if there's an out of system play, I can take some swings. So, bro, I would go for those overpass kills like
it was candy, bro.
I have a lot of highlights where I go up one hand block and it's like, dude, they don't expect it.
Exactly.
GG.
But I think that's also rewarding. Like till this day, you kind of like, once you contest somebody that's like super tall and people think you have no hope, you just got to enjoy like those little moments when you get that one kill, you get that one block. Yeah. Like when we go to open gyms, like every Friday, like when I host it, dude, like I would like to be front row because I might get crapped on. They might hit over me, but like till this day, like it still drives me to like, okay, how am I gonna play harder in order to block this person or hit around it? Right. So that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I think like if some of you watching are like short and trying to like get into volleyball or like start playing a little bit more or see if like, can you make it to the front row or can you be a hitter? Can you be a setter? Can you even be a middle? Like, to be honest, my senior year, our whole lineup, like starting 6 players, were all about like 5'6", 5'7". So we were all really short, just pretty athletic. But I would say biggest thing for me, as far as like advice to like shorter players trying to like, get more playing time or play outside or what have you. You could even play libero. But I think you have to have ball control in like all aspects. So like if you can, control the ball to where you want, whether that's passing or hitting, you need to be versatile.
You do.
Like
that's like the biggest thing nowadays. Like who wants, like, I don't know, like for me, the biggest thing was like when I go to open gyms.
Yeah.
They're like, I pretty much like, sometimes I go by myself and I'm like, oh, you guys need one? And the biggest thing is like, what position do you play?
Yeah.
That's like,
I like where this is going, yeah.
Dude, the number one thing is like, what position you play. They look at your height.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, I'm only this tall.
Yeah.
Right? So I think being short, you definitely have to be versatile in order to fill in the spots.
Yeah.
Which is libero, setter, DS.
Setter, yeah.
So now, like, after high school, pretty much like have to learn how to play every position.
Yeah.
Just to enjoy the game.
Yeah.
Or if you even have like a full squad.
Yeah.
Like when you go up to like, when you go to open gyms, like you're versing like other people that are probably even better.
Right. Or worse sometimes.
Yeah, even worse, dude. Like, trust me, I commute all over the Bay just to play volleyball. And I'll tell you this, man, it sometimes kills when you pull up and the competition is like not as expected.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, you could like, I catch myself like dwelling on that, but you kind of like have to see like as a practice, like, how am I gonna get my reps in? How am I gonna make sure my competitiveness is not gonna be as low as like other people?
Yeah.
So you have to get that drive in, just like, all right, I'm here now. I drove all this way, paid this much.
Yeah.
Like I just have to suck it up and just keep on playing.
Yeah, like try to focus on things that you can control. But I wanted to ask, like, so like freshman and sophomore year, you were on JV, outside hitter.
Yeah.
And then after that, I ended up graduating, so I didn't like play. I never played with Renzo actually in high school.
Never.
So after your sophomore year, junior, senior year, what position did you play, and how did volleyball change for you then?
Oh man, I like this topic just because, like, when you watch any kind of documentary or every time you like watch like a movie, for example, that when you reach your peak, that you think you're gonna just keep on like thriving. I definitely kind of hit that moment when I went to varsity. Obviously, I'm not going to play outside because I never grew. There's taller people. So it was more of a reality check of like, that's when we talk about like being versatile, being able to play in other positions. So that's when I had to play DS libero, which is not as exciting as being able to be that go-to guy and hitting the ball.
Right.
But it was more of like, okay, in order for me to play, I have to be better than those around me.
Right, because somebody else is probably going for the libero spot.
Bro, like I could tell you this, like Logan, there was so many people that were going for DS libero, and the consistency is like the biggest thing that I kind of like had to learn and make sure like I don't get in my own head.
Yeah.
Because being short, like you can only play DS libero at that point. Like you can't go up to a coach like, yo, coach, I want to play outside.
Yeah.
That's not like the thing. That's not how you just like join a team. Like, yo, I'm not gonna play if I'm not outside.
While we're on that topic, I did exactly what Renzo just said. You can't do.
No way, you did?
My senior year. We were
oh
playing,
my god.
So my senior year,
you're crazy, dude.
We're playing Amador Valley, and they're like one of the top teams in our area. And we lost the first two sets bad. At this point, I'm setting. This is my senior year, I'm setting. And I go to the coach, like in between the second and third set. I'm like, hey, coach, our passing is so bad.
Yeah.
Put me in outside.
I think I was there.
I don't know. I mean, you were. There was a JV game right before you.
Yeah, I was definitely there. Yeah.
So, I mean, in that regard, I'm confident in my abilities as a passer and as a hitter. Yeah, hit this. at that point, I was like, our passing is bad enough where like we need better passing. So you would think, maybe I would say, coach, put me in as libero. Nope. I was like, coach, put me in as outside. Because when you're outside, you're like one of the main passers as well. And he's like,
Ooh, that popped.
he looked at me and he was like, you're right.
Oh, damn.
So
dude,
I had one set in high school where I got to play outside. We ended up losing. But I mean, like, I didn't have that great of a showing because I didn't take any swings at practice as an outside. I didn't like practice as an outside, but I did half decent.
Yeah.
And like what you're saying, you have to be versatile. Like, let's say your team needs passing or your team needs setting. That was kind of the role I played in high school because similar to you, once I like transitioned throughout my years, we didn't have a setter. I wasn't a setter, but you know, I was kind of the best option at that point. So it's like, all right, yeah, I can set. So I kind of just filled that hole as to what the team needed. So if you can do that as a shorter player, I mean, you don't even have to be a shorter player to be able to do that. Like all players should be versatile to be able to play multiple positions, but it's to your advantage if you're a shorter player because now you have more places where the coach can utilize you.
Yeah, it's like I always say like a Swiss Army knife. So we're definitely kind of slept on as short players because like we don't take any positions for granted. That's like the biggest thing. Like going to open gyms, talking to other like people that are our height.
Yeah.
And kind of like telling like, oh, what position do you play? They list the same exact. They literally tell me the same exact thing I tell everyone else. Any position besides middle.
Yeah.
So you pretty much kind of like get the sense that everyone that's our height has that like drive in them that wants to like play volleyball.
Yeah.
But they're not going to get the spots.
Like put me on the court.
Exactly.
Like, I'll play.
Yeah, they're not going to get like the spots they want, but they're good for fill-ins.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, for both of us, we both played different positions. So you started as outside in high school, ended as DS libero. I started as libero, and then I ended as a setter, at least for high school. In club, we can talk about club if you want to, but in club, I was primarily DS libero, and I never set in club because obviously those are like people who actually set.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Club was just like the AAU in basketball, and you just see some like, when you think about club, you just think that, all right, they're gonna pick the dream team of whatever they got.
Yeah.
So when you play in club, dude, it's such a different dynamic that definitely like pushed me to get better because you're versing people that you don't see in high school, you don't know how they play, and it's just a crazier environment because you see different kind of skill levels too. Yeah.
The cool thing about club too is these are people who also play high school like us, like high school team, but they want to keep playing the off season, right? So everyone's trying to get better, and then you get to play with, you know, like you said, maybe the all leagues of your league. Yeah. Or if you travel to go to a club, you could play with them. What do you want to hit?
I could do this. Actually, I'll do 10.
10? All right.
I don't want to fail on your video, you know.
Did you lift in high school?
Hell no.
No.
Hell no. I definitely slept on that.
I did too, to be honest.
I think
we can add 25. Just add 25.
25.
Yeah, leave it.
I think in athletic PE, your varsity coach at the time definitely pushed for weight room, but we didn't know what we were doing.
Exactly, I agree. Yeah.
So like he just expected us to go in there and just
figure it out.
Oh, you're gonna do cleans today. Like I'm doing cleans and I'm like blowing my back out, dude.
Yeah.
But I think if I definitely got introduced in high school, like weightlifting, definitely would help me a lot.
I agree. Yeah, even myself.
Not even like just being a DS libero, but just being overall healthier.
Yeah.
So, man, I definitely wish that was a thing.
I was the same way. Like I remember we would go to weight room. That's when I started kind of back squatting and then cleans, which I don't think we should have done because nobody was teaching us proper technique, even for back squats or anything. Yeah. Nobody was teaching us proper technique, so it's just like, you know, go lift some weights. But it definitely is beneficial, you know, overall health. I think Actually, the point in time where I had the most knee pain was in high school.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's real soon.
Yeah, I know.
Oof.
So I'm like, it wasn't like horrible, but I definitely had like knee tendinopathy, so like tendonitis in your knees, and that bothered me for a bit. And you know, your muscles being able to like take the amount we jump would have been a lot, pretty helpful. But I wish I had proper training as far as form and all that in high school. But honestly, I was also in the mindset of like, for a long time, why would I lift when I could be playing volleyball?
Dude,
or when I could be playing basketball?
Dude, that's exactly what I thought. I remember just playing volleyball, and I just say, oh, that's my leg day. I'll do everything else besides legs, because I thought like just thinking about playing volleyball is the leg day.
Right.
So, but when you get older, man, you start to see things unravel.
Yeah.
And your legs don't work as they were back in high school. You can do some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So definitely health is the key to keep on going just in general.
Yeah. All right. How you feeling? How's it feeling for you?
Oh, it feels good. Thank you, pre-workout. Pre-workout's nice. So when did you start getting super into training?
Honestly, it was post-college. Like, even in college, my roommates, they were both from Oakland. I was in a triple my freshman year. They were gym rats. Like, they were always in the gym. And they, we could put 225, so we put a 25 and a 10. They like went to the gym like 6 days a week. And I remember they gave me so much crap because I had a generally athletic build. So they would see like my arms were decent for not lifting. And they're like, Neil, you're wasting all your gains. Like you could be like so much better if you just go to the gym with me.
Yeah.
So I went a couple times with them, but honestly, most of my time was playing basketball. So pick up at the gym, or I just want to go. So I was still in the mindset most of college, like I'm not going to lift. I'm just going to play volleyball and play basketball. So I mainly would play pickup, or I play IMs for volleyball.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So post-college is once I started like getting more into lifting. I think it's because like another thing in high school, like we get to play volleyball so much. Like
we don't have time for that too.
That's true. But like competition is baked in. Like I get to compete on a weekly basis after college. Like unless you actively seek leagues, open gyms and stuff like that, you need other people. And at that point I moved to LA and I was like, dang, I don't have any friends, so I'm gonna go to the gym.
Yeah, that's the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, I guess my story is a little bit different just because right when I started working out is when I started getting hurt a little bit more. So I didn't work out my legs, I never stretched, I never took the time to do anything. And when I'm playing volleyball, I'll just feel this crazy pain and expect it to go away, but the next time I play volleyball is just a whole nother thing. Like I gotta worry about my leg now. And then it becomes more of a mental thing. Yeah. Like what we were talking about earlier, we're shorter players and we gotta pretty much compete with taller people and we gotta work a little bit more. So definitely strength and being able to perform 110% was a little bit harder once you got like pains. Yeah. Like I had back problems, I had knee problems. Yeah. But when you get to that point, or like even to this age, you really have to listen to your body even a little bit more. Yeah. And don't be afraid.
You say this age like you're 70.
Dude, but like, I like thinking about it now, like there's crazy dreams that I have. And I'm just like, dude, I remember that time that I was like hitting some crazy stuff, but I'd be landing on one foot or one leg and I don't feel any pain. But now like when I'm doing it, I'm just like, oh crap. Like I gotta calm down on that. Yeah.
Gotta warm up.
Yeah. So it's more of a mental thing, being able to listen to your body and what are you gonna do to prevent that happening in the future? Yeah. Like I started seeing like chiropractors, start listening to them, taking their advice on like stretches, exercises, what I need to focus on. So it's definitely a big part.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, for me, the way I view it is the most valuable thing you have is literally your body. So you got to take care of it. And I think all of us, especially when you're younger, it's just like, I'm going to show up hitting lines. Let's go.
Dude, exactly. Like the reason why like I started getting back into volleyball, because I technically like took a long break because COVID, all of that. I kind of like lost touch with volleyball in general. I pretty much quit the game. But thinking about it now, like you have to give yourself a reality check, like, hey, like you're not gonna be young forever.
Yeah.
Like you gotta enjoy these moments. So being able to go to the gym, taking advice from you, Josh, on like, hey, how can I increase my vert, especially? How do I get away from my knee problems? What's your workouts? Using your resources definitely takes you in the long run, because I wish I asked like back then when I first like met you guys, or we started getting close this year. But you just got to keep on going and just get that grind in.
Okay. Oh. We hit it. You gonna stay here? Go up?
Yeah, I'll stay.
All right.
Damn.
You tired?
This is subbing for Friday's open gym.
I know, right?
I wish we had volleyball. Now I gotta wait a whole week.
Oh my God.
Because I have a bye.
You have a bye?
Yeah, it sucks.
We play in the same Wednesday co-ed league. Actually, we played each other yesterday. Or 2
and
days
Neil
ago.
crapped on us. Most embarrassing thing ever.
Not even.
If you watch his highlights, it's literally him dogging on us.
I had like 4 hits, dude.
Even my brother commented on it. He was like, Renzo, get up. Because there's one hit that you did. I clearly did not block it.
Hey, you still get up though. Hey, he got a kill on me though, so.
Dude, that was on accident, dude. We can't talk about that. We cannot talk about that, bro.
What are we doing? So add a 10 and then add one more 10.
Damn, you're making me look bad.
Nah, dude. All right, last question. Last question. If you, other than lifting and like trying to get stronger, if you had one tip that you would give your high school self, that would help the most for volleyball, and then like especially coming from our vertically challenged height.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me. Oh man, this is.
Oh, you take some time to think about it.
No, I got it, but
okay.
I think the biggest thing for me was the mental.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Mentally not being there and dwelling on it.
Okay.
Just because what I was talking about, that I thought I was going to reach my peak, or I was peaking in sophomore year, and then not going to lie, like JV varsity, it was more fighting the spots. Like I barely started. I'm not going to sugarcoat that or anything. Like I barely started. I started like during preseason.
You're talking about varsity.
Varsity. I think dwelling on getting your starting spot position taken from you, I would tell myself like, hey, like now when I think about it, like, hey, like if you're sitting on the bench, because I told my players this too when I was coaching, is that, hey, while you're sitting on the bench, like observe the court. Like if they mess up, what would you do differently? Like observe your hitters, observe like the opponent, especially because if you're playing DS Libero, like they're relying on you. That's like the go-to. That's how you start the tempo. That's how you start the tone of like being able to get that point, get that good set, get that good hit. So that's what I would tell myself from the past. Like I was very like in my mind. I would remember like storming out, and I was just like hella mad that I didn't get to play more than one set. But man, but now like I wish I could just tell myself like, hey, like you got to do A, B, C, and D in order to take that starting spot back. Because our coach back then, Coach Matt, he was not easy, bro. Like
I never had Matt,
dude.
I played with Matt, but I didn't get coached by him.
Matt definitely had this drive, and he created this drive for all of us, which I appreciate till this day. Like I remember I coached with him. I remember just saying like, hey, like I appreciate that you never settled less for us. Like you didn't feel bad for us if we didn't play. That made us even like fight for our spots even more during practice, because I'm not gonna lie, it was a little toxic during practice because we want that starting spot.
Right.
We want to play
Like competitiveness.
Yeah, we don't want to be like a second stringer. Like, oh, if our lead's like 10 points, I'm gonna put you in.
Yeah.
So till this day, like Matt definitely pushed us to get better.
Yeah.
But I would definitely tell myself like, hey, don't think about it as taking your spot away, but
how can you improve?
Yeah, how can you improve? How can you improve yourself and the team?
Yeah.
So. Yeah, more of a mental game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's cool.
Definitely.
I was not expecting you to say that.
Yeah, dude, I think just in general, because I think nowadays, like, it's more open to talk about mental health. Yeah. Mental health, and like, I definitely took that to heart when I would just get in my head all the time. And
yeah, I even tell you that because we play in like tournaments together. I'm like,
oh man,
yo, Renzo. If you're like, he was setting, and I was like, Renzo, you can't like show too much emotion on your sleeve because the rest of the team is looking at you.
Dude, I have RBF face. Come on, dude.
I'm like, dude, even if you like we're if we're on a bad run, I'm like, bro, you as a setter, you're the guy. I'm like, all right, Renzo.
Dude, but like, yeah, I think the biggest thing is that it's kind of like PTSD a little bit. Like when you kind of see yourself in that situation again, you kind of like go back to bad habits.
Yeah.
But like, dude, shout out to you. Like to kind of like put me in check.
Yeah.
Not even like sugarcoat it. I like when I talk to you like in volleyball, you or Josh.
Yeah.
I I get that in your head. Like, dude, if I'm doing something wrong, feel free to let me know.
Yeah.
Something that I didn't like really do back then after high school when I started going open gyms because I was just like so mentally just like, oh, dude, I freaking suck or something.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's nice to have someone to put you in check and kind of like saying like, hey, this is what you're doing, A, B, C, D, not sugarcoating, because if you sugarcoat it, like you're not gonna perform.
And it's coming from a place of like, I know you want to do better. Yeah. And like, you know, it's not like, dude, you suck. Like, why aren't you doing this? It's like, yo, Renzo, why don't you like consider doing this? Or like, for me, one thing I always tell him, like, dude, get your feet to the ball. Because this dude was just setting like, I'm like, bro, you could have.
Bro, it looks nice on video, dude. I mean, like, dude, I be faking, dude, I swear, like, during tournaments, I be literally facing the net like this. They think I'm gonna set, like, either my 5 or my middle. Bro, I freaking shoot that. Oh but hey, listen to Neil, though. But like, definitely, sometimes it does not go its way because there's times I double or even push it out of the court. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But in reality, like, he knows what's best. No. So I just gotta listen.
I'm not saying every time. I'm just like, bro, you're like, anyway.
Yeah, this will be another video.
You hitting this or how you feeling?
I'll hit it one more time.
All right, I'm gonna hit one more too. All right, what did I hit? Are you done?
I'm done.
All right, let's toss on the blue plate, baby. 45. Dang. So I hit 245. That didn't feel that bad. 245. Could put a 10, 2 10s, 275. Can I hit 275?
That's my PR.
275?
You could do it.
I think I could. All right,
light work.
Let's do it. 275. I'm just gonna go for one. And then that will be it. Oh. Huh, if I were to, that question, as far as like what I tell myself though, what would I say?
Damn, you're just naturally raw though, dude.
No, dude,
come on.
It's not even like that. So,
come on.
I think, because I was actually in a similar position for club where I was libero, and then there was another DS libero.
Yeah.
Took my spot, my junior year. I don't know if I would go to that though. For me, I think, this is regarding club, I always played 18s. I kind of wish my sophomore year I played 16s. Because I played, there was like a local club in Fremont with a bunch of Washington, Mission, American, and us from Logan. And I barely saw the court. Like,
and you paid for it too.
Yeah. Me and my brother played for the same team. So if you watch those videos, I'm pretty much always on the bench. Which is fine. Like, I was like very supportive. I was happy to be practicing with those players during practice. So I definitely still got better. But I think at that time I could have used it to like play my age group and then play, like be the libero for a 16s team. So I think, like we were saying earlier, the best thing you can do for yourself, reps. Like get reps. Like play as much volleyball as you can so that you get used to play with different players, different play styles. Maybe you see certain things that other teams or other players are doing that you can kind of pick up on and see the game differently. So the greatest teacher is experience. And the more reps you get, hopefully, as long as you're not picking up bad habits, you can get better more consistently.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Another thing I would kind of tell myself too was, we were talking about it before this, is that I wish I kind of got the exposure of what club was. I was too late.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say I was too late, but I still got to kind of develop. Like I was able to get a little bit better in volleyball just in general.
Yeah.
But being able to like know there's clubs out there, or even tell myself that there was volleyball out there instead of starting 8th grade.
Yeah.
Just because nowadays, dude, like people that I know played some kind of club like 12 years old.
Exactly. Yeah. They start young now.
Yeah, they started super young, man. And I'm just like, dude, if I had that opportunity and chance, like, I wonder if my game would be totally different.
It probably would.
Yeah.
But there's also the flip side of that where it's like, if you start too young, you might like
you get burnt out.
Lose passion, and you're just like, I don't really like volleyball like that.
That's like basketball for me. Karate. I got pretty much my black belt. Got all the exposure of basketball, AAU, schools, CYO, and I got burnt out, and that's when I discovered volleyball. Yeah. So yeah, I can see what you're saying.
I'm not saying it'll happen, but it could
happen. Yeah.
So
because that's a lot of, I guess like growing up, you kind of take it for granted that you pretty much, you pretty much get to enjoy all that freedom, but you don't know like what's best for you.
Yeah.
Because like my parents pretty much told me like, hey, like I want you to play every sport you can. I want you to keep on being active. And yeah, now I think about it, I'm just like, damn, that's definitely beneficial.
Yeah.
Hey, light work, baby.
Yeah, I felt pretty good actually. I think I'm gonna call it there.
Good.
All right, that's gonna wrap the workout session, and we are going to be eating some food in a bit. All right, shout out to my wife for picking up the Wingstop. What did you order?
Lemon pepper for the win, man.
And your sauce of choice?
Honey mustard.
What do you guys get? I'm definitely team ranch all day. This is my favorite ranch, is Wingstop. And then I got also lemon pepper, a little bit of garlic parmesan, and original hot. That's it. All right, this portion is the volleyball post high school. You said you took a break. You can get into that if you want. But how was volleyball for you after high school?
Man, after high school, I wanted to quit.
Really?
Yeah, I hated volleyball.
What?
Just because, what we were talking about earlier, the whole situation when you're kind of like, sometimes you get exposed to like volleyball at a young age.
Oh, okay.
You get tired of it. So between 8th to 12th grade, that's when I felt that burnt. And I was like, you know what, I'm done with volleyball. Like, I'm happy it's over. But my younger brother, Rio, definitely started getting into it because he's 6 feet tall. We're 5'6", dude. And I'm just like, dude, if you're not gonna thrive you're not gonna, like, I told him straight up, I think you're gonna be more beneficial thriving in volleyball than basketball.
So Rio played basketball too?
Yeah. And he definitely had the height. 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
So I was just like, dude, you need to try volleyball because I think you're gonna kill it out there. So I got into coaching and I followed him from freshman to his senior year.
You guys didn't play together in high school?
We never played. Okay. I wish we did. It would be like a cool moment, like you and your brother played.
Yeah.
But I wish that we definitely had that moment that we got to play with each other. But after that, after coaching and he was done, I was like, you know what? I want to play volleyball now.
Okay.
So I didn't know anything about volleyball. I started off at like my local gym at City Sports, played. Didn't know what NAGVA was. Didn't know there was existing like adult tournaments, leagues. And then I started meeting a bunch of volleyball people. And the volleyball community is pretty small. And
Yeah.
You end up seeing each other every week.
Yeah.
Not just the same open gym, but different open gyms throughout the week. And then you start becoming friends. You start having that click. And then you start doing tournaments. And yeah, dude, there was a point when I was playing volleyball 4 times a week. So that's a lot. And I kid you not, dude, I would commute between Concord to Campbell just to play volleyball.
Concord to Campbell?
Concord to Campbell just to play volleyball. I would go to San Francisco, play volleyball.
Dang.
Just because that burnt out stage became like, what am I doing? Why am I like passing the opportunity of like not playing volleyball? And I just wanted to keep on going.
Wow, I didn't know that you straight up cold turkey, I'm done with volleyball after high school. I had no idea. Definitely different story for me. I feel like for me, I still had that itch and hunger. You guys were like winning league. I remember like, because I would like kind of keep up with Logan after I left. I'm like, they're winning league now, which is good because everyone started playing club. You know, everyone started playing together a lot. Whereas like during my junior, senior, there's only like a handful of us playing club. So I never won league. We were always like second place to Mission. So that was kind of surprising to hear. For me, I went from like, you know, playing every day in high school to going to college. I was like, I'm not really gonna pursue playing even club for college. So I was like, all right, I'll play IAMs. So IAMs is like intramural sports, different format every quarter. So sometimes it's men's sixes, sometimes it's co-ed sixes, sometimes it's quads co-ed. So I played in that every quarter when I was in college. So I was only playing really once, max twice a week. And I was missing volleyball a lot. I actually played probably more basketball in college than volleyball because you can go to the gym. There's pickup all the time.
It's always consistent.
Yeah, and like the level of competition is usually pretty decent for basketball because a lot of people who play have been playing for a while. And I play IM basketball as well. So for me, it was kind of hard to play volleyball consistently in college. And when I came back for summer, that's when I got to play in the summer men's IVL Open League. So with my brother and some of the other guys I played with before I left for college. And that's always super fun. And then I also started getting more into 9-man. That would scratch my itch because 9-man is like...
9-man was fun. I played one season and it opened my eyes to volleyball at a different level.
Yeah.
Like you're playing with 9 people, the court's bigger. These rules that are in 9-man that are okay compared to regular volleyball, like hitting off the net and then setting it. And you can't, when you block, you can't penetrate over. Dude, these rules just made the game even crazier. Like when I remember I played in Toronto when I saw you, and we would go to like the minis, and then I would see you and Josh. I was just like, dude, this is insane.
It is insane, yeah.
Having 9 people on the court, it's crazy.
Yeah, like Renzo was saying, if you're not familiar with 9-man, 9 people on the court's a little bit bigger. It's like a co-ed net. There's certain rules, so you don't really rotate. If the ball hits the net on your side, you get extra contact. You can kind of lift the ball. There's a position, or anybody can really like throw the ball. And then the ball can't hit your body. So if like it hits your leg, you lose the point. Or pretty much anything.
I remember body.
Yeah, body. So like anything pretty much above your elbow is considered body. So you can only play the ball elbow to your hand. But like 9-man is a big thing. There's a national tournament every Labor Day weekend. So the club that I play for in San Francisco, there's like 3 men's teams and usually 1 women's team. Sometimes they had 2, but we'd practice like every week. So I would practice pretty much twice a week for 9-man, and then I had the open IVL men's on Thursdays. So that would keep me going over the summers. But then when I went back to school, I'm like, dang, I'm like not playing volleyball as much as I would like. But it was fine also because, you know what, I was struggling in college, like keeping up with my classes. So
yeah, it's definitely hard because
it's a balance.
Yeah, I'm definitely graduating. And I remember during the time I would go to these open gyms like 4 times a week. And it was definitely hard kind of like juggling between make it to open gyms versus like doing your homework.
Yeah.
So, and your deadline's at 12 a.m. or 11:59.
Yeah.
So I definitely see that point of view and things because I'm about to graduate.
Yeah.
But now I'm like wanting to play volleyball as many times as I can. And yeah, it's not hard. I just can't wait to graduate because I just want to play volleyball.
Yeah. And then one other thing, because after like, you know, your hiatus and you coming back, I started seeing you setting. I was like, what?
Oh,
Renzo's
man.
a setter?
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about that.
Setting, man. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard, man. Like what you were talking about from our previous tournament, my resting bitch face pretty much. I'm kind of defending myself on this, but I was gassed, dude. I was just gassed, but also you're correct. I was like kind of in my head just because like the reason why I got into setting is because you could control the whole pace, the whole tempo.
Yeah.
What can you do in certain situations? Like you're at that point when you're just like, who's my go-to or what would be the best move that the opponent won't read it or being able to block any of my hitters. Like one of those two things.
Yeah.
So that definitely unlocked another chapter of my volleyball career experience because being a libero, you kind of know what is a good pass and what can you do with a good pass.
Right.
So being able to be on the other side of it, what your setter likes.
I love
bro, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I was actually talking to my buddy Conan on my IVL league. I started recording anytime I play volleyball just because you got to enjoy those moments.
Yeah.
I think that's something I didn't really get to do when growing up or being able to play in high school because all mental competition, fighting for your spot. Being able to enjoy the moments when you could record and see yourself doing these crazy things that you would have never thought you would do. And it's not more of a flex, but kind of seeing like, oh, I could do that. Like it kind of builds your self-confidence up.
Yeah, the thing behind that too, because I film a lot of.
Hey, shout out to him. He's the reason why I made my volleyball page. I only got 80 followers, but hey, I'm still gonna keep on, dude. I'm still gonna go at it.
But the thing is, like, yeah, they're highlights, but it's like you still had to put in a lot of work to be able to do those highlights, right? It's not like you just because you're filming, you're getting highlights, right? It's like, bro,
dude, it's called the highlights because if you see like the previous thing, I did not hit it in. I hit it straight out or in the net. So it's clearly called the highlights because it's highlights.
But no, I also love that you brought up the whole perspective thing from like you know, in high school you were libero DS, so you know like what it means to be able to pass well for your setter so you can set up your hitters, right? Now you're on the setter side. Now you're like, I know what it is like to be in the shoes of the libero. So it's like you can see the game a lot differently because for me, I went from, you know, libero to setter, and then after college and in college, I was actually mainly hitting. And like my friends, when I come back home, I remember I got a text. I think it was one of my 9-man teammates. He's like, do you want to play Nagva with us? It's a double B.
Oh, that's when I saw you.
Yeah. And then I was like, what position? He's like, outside hitter. I was like,
dude,
did you say outside hitter?
I'm not going to lie, when I saw you and I went up to you and I'm like, what position are you playing? You said outside? I was like, no shot.
Yeah, dude. And then I was like,
I remember that.
And I did really
dude,
well.
we played against you guys. You guys were killing it.
Yeah,
you were killing it.
Yeah, I had so much fun that tournament playing outside. And that's when I started, you know, I was like, okay, yeah, I can hit decent. And in college, I was like hitting a lot. And then post college, I would mainly play when I was in LA. grass tournaments. So
dude, that's what I'm sleeping on. I can't wait to get a grass net.
Yeah, so in Garden Grove, Ivy Ball hosts like a monthly grass tournament, and I would play in that with my teammate from college, Richard, who's my teammate now. We played doubles, and you know, if you're in doubles, like if they serve you, you're gonna have to hit, right? So it's like you have to be well-rounded in that regard. Like you have to be able to, you know, pass, set, and hit, because if you're not getting served, then you're setting, right? So you really have to be a well-rounded player. And so I got to hit a lot there because I'm shorter than Richard. Richard's the better hitter. So naturally, they will serve me. So it's like, all right, I'm getting all these hitting reps then. So I kind of transitioned from libero, setter to hitter. You kind of transitioned from like hitter to libero to setting.
Yeah.
And now, like, both of us, that tournament where he's like, I didn't have RBF, I was gassed. So he recruited me as an outside hitter to play
I knew you were going to talk about this, bro. I knew it. I was in my head. I was just like, is he going to bring this up right now in his... Okay, go ahead.
Here we are, we're live.
Yeah, here we go.
He's
we
like,
talked about it.
You trying to play with me, Nagva? And I was like, what position? And he's like, outside. I was like, I'm down. So we started playing day one.
Oh, man.
And then, like, I hit the first 2 sets or matches or whatever, and we're not doing well. And he's like, you know what, we're gonna have Anthony hit. He was playing libero.
Yeah.
And you're gonna lib. I was like, cool, I'll lib. So then I lib. I think we're also still not doing too well. And then that last match, I remember you go up to me like, hey, Neil, you want to set? I was like, what? He's like, I'm gassed. I'm like,
yeah, I was
sure, I'll set.
I was so gassed.
It goes back to like being versatile, being able to play multiple positions, and comfortable and confident to be able to do that.
Dude,
right?
we're the Swiss Army knives,
That's what I'm
bro. We
saying.
could do
So
everything
like,
besides middle.
Yeah, I still say that. I'm like, I'll pretty much play everything other than the middle, because but just in that small tournament, it's like you played setter and lib. I don't think you hit that tournament.
I didn't hit.
Yeah,
no.
and then I played outside. Lib, setter,
Yeah.
and then day 2 I was mainly setting, and you ended up playing lib. But yeah, I think, like I said, it goes back to getting reps. And honestly, I've talked to you about this. It keeps it exciting, right? Because we're able to see the game, play the game from different angles, and you're not just like, okay, I'm always going to be playing lib. And so being able to switch it up every now and then, even at open gyms or leagues or tournaments, keeps the game fun.
Yeah, because I would say like, till this day when I go to open gyms, I'm not set as one position. Like, I could be a fill-in, but by the end of it, if I agree to go open a gym, I do want to, I say what position I want to play because I want to develop that even more. So hitting, like, I don't want to lose that touch.
Yeah.
Like, I know my fundamental skills. I know what's like smart, when I have a good opportunity. That kind of goes back to like why I record, because when I'm going through like making these highlights and these like little mixtapes, I'm still aware of like what I do wrong, and I replay it and I just keep on like thinking like, okay, if I was in that situation again, where would I be?
Yeah.
Like, how can I remember this in my head to improve myself in the future when next time I play?
Yeah.
So it's cool making these highlight tapes, but what's even cooler is being able to see your own mistakes,
like coach yourself,
rather than kind of like dwelling it. Because I remember what we were talking about back then. Dwelling doesn't get you anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you just have to literally find ways to get better.
Yeah.
So that's why I ask you to like, hey, give me the advice. Like, don't sugarcoat anything. Just be straight up. I just tell that to anyone till this day, because I know like I'm the shorter person. When I have the chance to play front row, like, I want the perspective of like someone that actually plays that position.
Right.
And yeah, you just got to enjoy those moments, because I think the biggest thing for this video too is kind of like speaking out to everyone that's short, but I don't want them to think that being short will keep them from enjoying the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it
shouldn't be the reason that you don't want to even pursue it.
Exactly. Yeah. You just have to have a big heart and just keep on going, because life's too short, dude. You just got to enjoy it. And get that dog in you, talk a little smack, bro, you know? Hey, I'm not going to like IVL leagues. open gyms, like I get blocked, bro.
Yeah, I mean, so do I.
I get rocked. I get hit in the face. Maybe I get freaking blocked. I lose in joust, but when you turn that around and you win those things,
Yeah.
any short player, they're gonna go crazy. Us short players are gonna support each other, just like, bro, you went up there. What?
Oh yeah.
And then we always joke each other, hey, clip that.
Like a couple weeks ago, I was setting and Renzo was hitting.
Oh man, that was the best.
Bounced it,
bro.
I was like, dude, okay, Renzo, you be lifting or what?
Dude. And it's funny because I was texting you. I was like, bro, I'm gonna hit my PR today.
You're right. Yeah.
I literally texted you Thursday. I'm like, I'm about to hit my PR. And the week before that, I played horrible, bro. I was just, dude. He caught me kicking the ball, but I wasn't trying to kick the ball at him. But he was like, "Oh, I see you, Renzo." And then I'm just like, "Fuck you." But that kind of ties back to the mental game. Like, I was able to pretty much look back in the footage, give myself a week to kind of get my stuff together.
Yeah.
And what worked and what didn't work.
Yeah.
And being able to gather that information definitely helped me come back stronger next week, which I was dominating at that open. I mean, I wasn't dominating the whole thing, but I had crazy plays and crazy moments that I'm just like, dude, like it all starts off with your mental game.
Yeah.
Because I know when it comes to mental game or competitiveness, could take the fun out of it, can take the drive out of you.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of players like that they don't like talking about their current situation, and that's a big thing.
Yeah, for sure. I know that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun that week. Another thing, I know we've been talking a lot about like being versatile and being like Swiss Army knives to be able to play multiple positions, but I think there still is value to like honing in on one so that you're kind of a specialist in that. So for me, that's like libero. Like if I'm going to like, let's say play at higher and higher levels, I'm gonna be playing libero. Like there's gonna be better hitters. They're taller. Like they have.
You accept the role. Yeah.
But I think there still is value in being able to specialize in like my main position, which is for me still passing libero. And so don't take it as like, you can't or shouldn't focus on one position because you should be able to play not everything, but like multiple. There's value in that, but there's also value in like I'm still like an outside hitter or I'm still a setter, like my true position. Because then like when a team needs a setter, then they can be like, oh, Renzo's a setter, I'll hit him up. Or Neil's a libero, I'll hit him up. So there's value in both.
There is definitely value in both. That's what's great about it.
Yeah.
The game never changes, man.
I know.
Just keep on going.
Ball is life. Ball is life. Do you have any last words or anything you want to share before we wrap it up and finish our Wingstop?
Man, that was a lot.
I know, it was a lot. It's probably a very long video, but honestly, it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's one reason why I do this, because it's fun to shoot and, of course, offer different perspectives, because everyone's experience with the game is totally different and unique. And yeah, we just want to, especially for shorter players, like give you guys our perspectives, how we approach the game, how we approach it now, and there's definitely hope.
Yeah, definitely hope. I think the last thing I would want to say is just that don't let your height determine how you play or how you're like where you're going to maximize your goals.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. I think any short player that's either 5'6" or even like a little bit taller but still the shortest person.
Yeah.
Don't think of it that way, because I think another thing that when I was the shortest player, but I was able to kind of see what I was weak at, I ended up going to the gym more, working on my legs more. So being able to make those little adjustments, I don't think you shouldn't settle that you're short. I think you just keep on going and see what you could improve on. So that's the last thing I would want to say.
Cool. Well, thank you for hopping on.
Let's go.
The episode. Appreciate it. Wings for life. Let me know if you like this video. If you have any questions,
subscribe,
like, comment, subscribe.
Follow BSS Renzo on Instagram to see his highlights. But that's going to do it. I'll see you in the next one.
See ya.
Peace.